Why people love 1099. I think it's terrible. I live in California and many people love being independent contractors. A bunch of temp agencies will hire you as a 1099er too. Anyways, I didn't know, and last year I worked this app called AntiWork. It has some W2 shifts and they don't pay overtime either. Anyways, I made a good $23,000, and after trying to file the taxes by myself, it's ridiculous that I have RO pay a $5,000 amount of taxes. I know a lot of people who work this app and brag how they make $40 hour, but in reality after having to pay all the taxes $100, I think you only make about $27 or so. Also, a lot of these people don't seem to pay the 1099 taxes. Your thoughts on this? If you're on a W-2, the employer is supposed to pay the employer's half of the payroll taxes. 7.65. That's why I'd choose W-2 over 1099 any day. Yep. Horrible, and many of these companies wanting you in a 1099 setup still try to exert control over your schedule like you are a W-2 employee. If you're a 1099, you should expect at least 2x the hourly rate to cover extra risk, taxes, no unemployment, retirement, healthcare, etc. Otherwise you're getting screwed. I would actually say 3x if the comparable W-2 rate isn't at least $20 hour. Your income for the year was $23,000 and you paid over 20 taxes? Methinks you did something wrong when filing. You should be in the 12 bracket, which is up to around $40,000 income, I believe. I thought as an independent contractor 1099 you negotiate with the business for pay rate. When I look at AntiWork, they seem to cap out at $20 hour with a magical figure of $30 hour boldly display to sucker people. What kind of horseshit is this? If you do it properly, you won't be paying taxes. I've been 1099 for 15 years as a tour manager in the music industry. Haven't paid in a single time because I can write off everything from the mileage on my car to the socks on my feet. It's my preferred employment style. I'm my own boss. It's basically a shitty loophole to deprive you of labor rights. You're classified as a small business even though you're just a regular employee. They offer you commission instead of salary or benefits, and 99% of the employees quit within the first year because the commission doesn't even add up to minimum wage. The management then blames you for being a bad salesman and to work harder or quit. It's like if everyone who worked for a fast food chain was classified as small business owner and told they have survive on the tip jar, and when they don't even make min wage they just get told to sell burgers better or quit. I received a job offer. Initially in the offer letter it said I was a salaried employee. But after I signed it they sent me a contract letter saying I was 1099 for 90, then based on performance they would consider moving me to a permanent position. I was like nope, and told the company to get lost. I've seen my company do this, get rid of a department and then hire the same people back as contractors. Voila. I don't have to pay benefits. Corporate strategy of benefits avoidance. 1099 is great if you can get a contract at a high rate. Typically you make more even with taxes because of the high rate. It's very common in tech, for example, to get rates for $100 or more per hour range. The way it's being used by gig apps is mostly a way to screw over people to avoid taxes benefits. Good luck getting affordable quality health insurance. This is why the system sucks. Health insurance should not be tied to a job. If you classify a worker as a W-2 employee, you are required to withhold Social Security tax, income tax, Medicare tax and any state income taxes for the benefit of the employee. If you classify a worker as a 1099 contractor, They are responsible for paying federal and state taxes themselves. A 1099 can be beneficial if both sides understand what they're getting. You pay more in taxes, but you also have autonomy that would make W-2 employees weep. The problem is that a lot of people who use 1099s also believe that means they can order you to show up for meetings at 9 a.m. on Monday, which they're not. So basically, they exercise the same control and you pay the taxes they're supposed to. One of the most commonly misunderstood things about being an independent contractor instead of an employee is that as a contractor, you are on the hook for all of the Social Security, federal and state taxes. Ordinarily, the employer covers half of these. That's why, regardless of income, figure you'll be paying anywhere from 25 to 33 of your gross. It sucks, and it's one reason I decided to become a FTE somewhere rather than keep being an independent contractor, plus which there are costs that used to be deductible, but they've changed lots of those tax exemptions to further squeeze the people who make less to begin with. Yeah, I feel like that's not how you're supposed to do 1099s. You're effectively just short-term employees for those companies. 1099s are better if you're a small operation who can work with other small businesses individuals. Anyways, I made a good $23,000, and after trying to file the taxes by myself, it's ridiculous that I have RO pay a $5,000 amount of taxes. Also, this is an extremely normal tax rate, LMFAO. Literally the same thing would happen if you were a W-2. Income is taxed. 1099, you actually own the means of your own production. Every leftist should be in favor of something closer to this. Just don't do this as a favor to your boss. Make sure you're exploiting them. Not the other way around, meaning you absolutely shouldn't be charging $40 an hour, but closer to $120, $160 an hour. I would not take a 1099 job without doing the math, because this is a tactic used by companies to reduce the cost of labor. They only care about their quarterly statements. As a 1099, you'll pay more in taxes and you'll have to get your own benefits like insurance, so a lot you end up making less. When working as an independent contractor, you need to treat it like you're running a business, not like a job. You get to write off all of your expenses like fuel, mileage on your vehicle, any supplies or equipment, including a certain amount for clothing, shoes, possibly a portion of your rent for workspace since you're running a business from home, etc. Many people who work full-time W-2 jobs start a small business on the side to offset their tax liability from their job. Pay less taxes. I have no problems with 1099. I know very well what I am making after taxes. And I am paid every single hour I work, regardless of day of the week or hour of the day. As a W-2 or permanent, I am sure I would work many hours for free. And I would have to beg for time off. As it is, I just tell them from when to when I'll be out, and I am fully aware I won't be paid during this time, which again is totally fine. 1099 tax compliance is rather low. And it's because the jobs are low paying. I never seen 40-hour. And there's nothing left to pay the tax. I'm 1099 and love it. I get to write off my truck, a portion of my house for my home office, internet, phone bill, medical expenses, travel if work related. Yes, I pay more in taxes, but I also make nearly triple what I did as an employee doing the same job. The singular advantage to 1099 is you're your own boss. You're contracted for a certain result, but it's 100% up to you how, when and where you accomplish that. You have the opportunity to tell anyone who tries to micromanage you to fuck off. That's not how this works. Yay, being an actual 1099 vs a loophole slave are two diff things, I think.